Libby from libbystamps.com, and I made this the other day and put it up on my blog, and it's a straight case, so copy and share everything from the catalogue, and it's from the Sew in Love bundle, and it's on page 52 of the catalogue. Now I'm guessing these colours are Sahara Sand and Very Vanilla because they match with the Very Vanilla ribbon and the Sahara Sand ink. So that's all I've done, is I've done Sahara Sand here for the outside, and then the inside is just a plain piece of card. So we're going to make a similar one today, and I'm going to show you exactly how I got all these measurements. So what I did was I got the So Detailed Thinlet dies, and I measured from this point here to this point here, which is the widest point, and it's about 6.5 centimetres, which means when you have those two pieces together, you've got about 13 centimetres. So then you need to add a centimetre here on the back piece of card. You need to add a centimetre each side, so that's 15 centimetres wide, and you're going to score it 1 centimetre on each side. And the length was just easy. I just measured what the length of the So Detailed Thinlet was from the widest point to the widest point, so it was about 14. So that's how I got my measurements. Anyway, we'll go ahead and make one so that you can see exactly what I did. Now before we get started, I'm just going to stamp the sentiment. I'm using Delightful Dijon, Very Vanilla and Silver Foil today. Now with my stamps, I line them up on my grid paper and then I pop, so there's always a straight edge on this stamp, so I line it up on the grid paper, pop my block on, and then hopefully it's going to be straight. Then I'm just going to ink it up and keeping the straight edge closest to me, I'm just going to stamp that down. And there I've got my sentiment stamped in Delightful Dijon on Very Vanilla, and then all I need to do is trim that up. I've also got some Very Vanilla 1/4 inch satin ribbon to go with this, and I've got about 135 centimetres or 1.35 metres, but that's probably more than enough. Alright, so I've used the Sew in Love stamp set for the greeting and the So Detailed Thinlet dies. So they're the products I've used, plus Delightful Dijon, Very Vanilla and Silver Foil. Now on my banner, which I've trimmed, and you just need to banner cut the ends. And I'm just going to put some Stampin' Dimensionals on the back of that, and they actually sit on the ribbon, not on the card. So when the ribbon comes off, so does the greeting. So I'll just use my Stampin' Pierce tool and put a couple of dimensionals on the back of that. And don't be stingy with your dimensionals. Use whole ones. They make the greeting look so much better. Alright, so that's ready and the ribbon's ready, and that's all I need that for. Alright, so we're going to make the outside part of this card now. And what you do is you need your precision base plate and your Big Shot. So the sandwich is the new Big Shot platform, the thin die adapter, precision base plate and a clear plate, and you're going to just pop the die on like that so that it's right on the edge and run it through your big shot. With this one you don't really need the die brush. Your paper piercing tool's probably all you'll need. And then you can just pop all these bits out, or you can use the die brush, but most of them will come out when you peel that off. Alright, so you just peel that off and you've got your die ready to go. Alright, so I'll show you with one I've already done, and I'll just pop that out of the way. Alright, so I've already cut these pieces, and I've already cut my backing, and we talked before about the backing being the measurement of these two dies plus a centimetre, and that centimetre gets glued under here. So your backing bit is 15 by 13.5 centimetres, so 15 by 13.5, and you score it at 1 and 1 on each side, and bring in your bone folder, and you're just going to bend those scores over and burnish them. When you pop this on top of there and this one on top of there, they'll meet. So all I did then was I just put a little bit of liquid adhesive along those edges. The advantage of using liquid glue is that you've got a bit of wriggle time. So pop it just on the bit that you've scored so that you can't see the piece underneath. Alright, so that's that bit, our outside done. Now for our inside I've cut some silver foil, which measures 12.5 by 13.5, and some very vanilla, which measures 12 by 13, and I'm going to put them together, and then they'll fit nicely in there. They'll slide up and down. That's why there's such a difference in the measurement, because you want them to be able to slide up and down easily. I mean, this would make a wonderful engagement or wedding invitation in whatever colour you like. Stampin' Up! Has got so many different colours with product that coordinates. So while that's drying, what I went ahead and did before was I just cut a little bit out of the silver foil, because I just want one flower. So I'm going to cut this flower here. So what I'm actually going to do is bring in my fine tip glue pen, and I'm just going to put a little bit of glue on different parts of the flower so that it actually sticks to my invitation, or whatever you decide to use this for. That's probably enough. Fine tip glue is wonderful. Sometimes the lid's a bit tricky. Use your index finger to guide it back in. And then I'm just going to flip that over, and I'm going to put it on probably the top, I think. It doesn't matter, you can turn it around if you don't like it. Then it's ready to go inside, and it will slide up and down because we've left enough room for that. And I'm just going to use my bone folder to go over these creases again. Just make sure they're well scored. And then I'm going to bring in my ribbon. I'm going to just tie this in a bit of a knot to start with, because I still need room to the right for my sentiment, and I want to just add something else if I can. The idea is in my head, but I haven't actually done it. Alright, so remember I said I had all this silver foil left over from when I cut before. I'm going to cut this larger flower off. I've got got this little bit left, which I'm going to loop my ribbon through the bottom here. So just there in the middle. There we go. And then I just need to trim off the ends of my ribbon. And put my sentiment on that we prepared earlier. And I'm just sticking it on the ribbon. So there we go. We have our invitation ready to go with our extra silver foil flowers, and when they slide the card up, there's a silver foil flower on that as well. A day to celebrate would make a lovely engagement card, wedding card, invitation, whatever, for that sort of event. So hopefully you'll go in and you'll buy the Sew in Love bundle. It's got some wonderful products in it, not just the stamp set and the dies, but there's lovely designer series paper as well, 12 sheets, 2 of each, 6 double-sided. There's the Very Vanilla ribbon, which we used today, lace doilies, Falling in Love embellishments, and there's the Falling Petals textured impressions embossing folder, plus there's Falling in Love 12-inch by 12-inch cardstock. So make sure you order up big on that. First time we've had a 12 by 12 pack of cardstock, and it's in Blushing Bride, Sahara Sand and Soft Sky. So thanks for stopping by today. Bye for now.
Hey, if you wanna play, make it a better place. It'll take